And Mike, I was just chatting off air. I assumed you'd done loads of radio. How much have you done?
Absolutely none. Once whatsoever. And we won't talk about that one either. But.
We're really hoping that he doesn't swear. Fingers crossed. Now I've mentioned it, of course. That's like red rag to a bull, isn't it?
No. I'll be on my best behaviour.
Yeah. I'm just going to say I was very excited because we were talking recently about Glastonbury, and I was saying how it was great. There was a couple of musicians there this year. Tiger Boom and Terence George were there this year, but noting that they weren't the first. Who were the first Isle of Man musicians at Glastonbury, Mike?
Legend has it was us. Apparently.
And there is
Bee Gees not counting it. I think one of the Bee Gees played a few years back.
Oh yeah, our Barry. He
That's
did a
the
set,
one,
didn't he?
one,
Yeah, and he's Manx.
Yeah.
But you were
he
really
wasn't the first. He wasn't the first.
No, you were the first band, really. We like to think, and there is YouTube to prove it.
One song, I think, for the camera ran out of batteries.
I think there's two actually.
No, there's one.
No, there's one because I can remember myself coming on late in the song.
And you were introduced by an adult-sized rabbit.
Yes,
Yep.
that's standard fare for the rabbit hole stage.
Just unbelievable.
That's very
How did you end up doing it then?
Well, we got approached by a chap called Lockett. We played at the Beltane Festival in 2009. And it was one of those gigs where everything just goes off. We had a brilliant gig. And this guy came up to us after and he goes, I've got a stage at Glastonbury. Do you want to come and play? And we were like, yeah, right. He's got to be full of it, you know what I mean?
Well held, by the way. I could see he was reaching for a swear word there.
No. But we thought, you know what, we'll say yes for now and see where it leads us. And we just went with it all the way until we got to the gates of Glastonbury.
It led you down the rabbit hole.
Basically, yeah.
What's it like playing Glastonbury?
Hot. It was incredibly hot. That year there was a big heat wave. And the stage we played in was in the middle of these three big teepee tents. And it was just so ridiculously hot. It was about 30 degrees inside the tent. And when we played, we had about, this is our excuse for everyone clearing off. We had about 50 people in the tent watching for the first song. We played the first song and everyone kind of passed out and died and crawled outside, didn't they? You know? and then after that, we played to about 20 or 30 Manx people at Glastonbury. It was amazing.
There's always Manxies, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah.
Always.
But it was fabulous. It was absolutely brilliant.
And you do have a reputation, I would say, for getting everyone dancing. Every time I see you guys, everyone is dancing because it is just that kind of music. How would you describe it then?
I've always said it's folk punk.
Yeah.
It's not quite folk rock. I mean, folk rock, you sort of think of sort of Fairport Convention, that kind of thing. I think of ourselves as levelers, pogues, that kind of thing. Big stompy, back of the knees sort of stuff. You can't help but tap your feet to it and get yourself going to it kind of thing, you know?
It's a good gig if you have to wipe your feet to go out the pub.
That is a good phrase. I might start using that. That's a cracking one. Well, I'm glad to see you have instruments with you. There's lots of strings in the studio this afternoon. So in a little bit, we are going to be hearing live music from a couple of the Ballaghs.